Hello and good morning. It's Annie from the youth room at the Wakefield Library, and it's time for another virtual story time today. We are going to read some stories together, we'll sing a couple of songs, and we'll do a craft together at the end of our video. Today, I was really inspired to share some stories with you by something that I did this weekend. And this weekend I went hiking and I got to spend lots of time outside in nature. And I saw lots of different trees with green leaves. I saw different plants and flowers and lots of different animals outside, like some rabbits and foxes and lots of squirrels and even some people's dogs too. Lots of people were outside this weekend. And I was thinking we could read some stories together today about being outside and being in nature, and also about all of the different seasons, because we're coming to the end of the season summer, right? So we saw lots of sun, it was very bright, we saw the green leaves on the trees, and soon it's going to be fall, so the weather will be a little bit cooler and the leaves will start to all change different colors. So I was thinking a lot about nature, and I thought, I'd love to share some stories with you all about nature and the different seasons changing. So today I thought we could read What Forest Knows, and the words were written by George Ella Lyon, and the illustrations were done by August Hall. And we will also read a book called If I Was the Sunshine. And this one was written by Julie Fogliano, and the pictures in this one were drawn by Lauren Long. And these are both some nice lyrical and sort of poetic books, and they can also be really nice to read right before bed as well. So since we're reading about nature, and I'm thinking lots about nature, I thought that we could make a nature-inspired craft today. I thought we could make our very own apple trees. And you might be able to see from this that it's not just a regular tree, it's made from my handprint. And you can also see too, I put little apples on it and they sort of pop up from the paper. So today we're going to make our own handprint pop-up apple trees. And for this you're just going to need a couple of different things. First, you are going to need a brown paper bag for this craft. You are also going to need some different colored paper. I used some blue, I used some green. It's great if you have red for the apples, but I actually didn't have any red for my apples, so I used some white paper and I colored them with crayons. So you'll need some colorful paper or some white paper, and you're definitely going to need some coloring utensils. I used crayons, but you might want to use markers or colored pencils or paints if you have them. You can even use things like stamps, or if you have do-a-dots, you can use those too. So you can get really creative and pick what you like best. And you are also going to need some tape and some glue for this craft. And last but not least, you are going to need a pair of scissors, because we're going to do a little bit of cutting with this. And I'll go over how to make our handprint apple trees at the end of our video. So let's go ahead and get started with our stories for today. Before we jump in and read, how about we say hello to each other? And I'd love to do this by singing our song, Hello Friends. And to sing this and say hello to each other, we're going to use a little American Sign Language. I'll remind you of the different signs. So first we need hello. Just going to salute like this, hello. The second sign I need is friends. I'm going to take my 2 pointer fingers like this, and I'm going to go crisscross. Friends. It's time. I'm going to tap my wrist for time. To say, I'm going to point to my lips for say. Hello. And I'm going to salute again. Ready? Let's sing it. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. It's time to say hello. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. It's time to say hello. That was excellent. How about we do one more song before we jump into our books? For this one, maybe we can do a song and we can wake up some different body parts. So we wake up our hands, and we'll start by waking up our hands with some claps. we'll wake up a couple other different body parts too. We wake up our hands with a clap, 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 clap. We wake up our hands with a clap, 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 and we wiggle our waggles away. We wake up our wrists with a twist, 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 twist. We wake up our wrist with a twist, 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 and we wiggle our waggles away. We wake up our legs with a march, 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 march. We wake up our legs with a march, 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 and we wiggle our waggles away. Woo! Got all those wiggles out. Woo! That was excellent. I feel nice and awake now, and I am ready for our first story. How about you? Let's get started. So we'll learn all about the different seasons from the forest, and we'll see what does this forest know about the different seasons. Ready? What Forest Knows. And this was written by George L. Lyon and illustrated by August Hall, and this is read with permission from Simon & Schuster Publishers. Forest knows snow. Now I see some footprints. Who do you think those footprints belong to? Who made those footprints? Icy branches, frozen waterfall. Who do you see here? I see some fish. Who do you think this is? Let's see if we can find out. Squirrels asleep in hollows, insects buried in bark, moles resting among roots, forest snows waiting, holding on. So these are some things that happen in the forest in winter. What season do you think will come next? Oh, what season do you think this is? Forest knows buds, soft life pushing through hard wood. Looks like springtime to me. And who's behind the tree? Do you think that's a dog? Let's see what else the forest knows about spring. A haze of yellow-green, purple, pink above cascading creeks. Warblers, woodpeckers, bluebirds sing spring songs, weave nests. Foxes, wolves, deer nest too. Forest knows waking, opening up. And what season do you think will come next after spring? So we had winter, spring. What's next? Oh, looks like summer. Forest knows leaves held out like hands, cupping sunlight, turning it into food, reaching, stretching, while creeks wriggle onto rivers. Birds fledge, possums wobble from the nest, bees buzz off to find flowers. So all those babies are leaving their nests and leaving their homes, exploring the forest. Centipedes ripple from dirt at the roots to try all those new legs. Forest knows growing, going forth. Did you see the dog looking at those centipedes? Those centipedes have way more legs than that dog. What season do you think will be next? We had winter, spring, summer. What could be next? Forest knows fruit, berries, nuts, cones to seed new trees and feed forest folk through winter. So I see some leaves falling and they're starting to change color. Do you know what season that could be? Looks like it's fall. So we have winter, spring, summer, fall, 4 seasons. Let's see what else happens in fall in the forest. Oh, lots of oranges, more leaves falling. When red and gold leaves swirl to the ground, squirrels hide nuts, birds fly south, foxes and rabbits fatten. They eat lots of food for the winter. Insects burrow in, bears den up for the long sleep or hibernation, sleeping through the winter. Forest knows gathering in, letting go. Can you spot the bear sleeping in its den? I think I see a bear right there. Now let's see what's next. Then forest knows snow. So the seasons are beginning again. We had winter, spring, summer, fall, and then we started all over again at winter. While Earth travels round the sun, forest knows each season, each creature needs the others. Make friends with a path threading through woods. Listen. Look. Whoa! There's that dog. Sniff! Forest knows everything belongs. You too. So we got to see all of the different things that happen when the 4 seasons change in the forest. So before I read our next book, how about we get a couple wiggles out? I like to get some wiggles out in between stories. Can you wiggle your fingers a little bit? What about your toes? Can you wiggle your toes? How about your shoulders? Can you wiggle your shoulders? And what about your nose? That's a tough one. Can you wiggle your nose? Let's try them all together. Ready? I wiggle my fingers. I wiggle my toes. I wiggle my shoulders. And I wiggle my nose. Phew! Now all the wiggles are out of me, and I'm as still can be. Are you ready for our next story? Let's check it out. I was the sunshine. And this one is a nice poem all about some different things that we see outside in nature. And this can be a really nice story to read right before bed too. This always makes me feel very calm and relaxed. If I Was the Sunshine by Julie Fogliano, and the pictures were done by Lauren Long, and this book is read with permission from Simon & Schuster Publishers. Oh, what do we see in this picture? see a rooster. I see some cows. I see a farmer and their child. I see lots of little animals watching. And where do we think we are? Maybe at a barn or a farm? If I was the sunshine and you were the day, I'd call you hello. And you'd call me stay. So what are the farmer and child doing? Milking a cow. A very big cow. Let's see. Oh, who do we see here? A bear under all that snow. If you were the winter and I was the spring, I'd call you Whisper. And you'd call me Sing. Those bears are awake now and enjoying the springtime. If I was a flower and you were a nose, I'd call you Sniff. And you'd call me Rose. Who's sniffing that flower? A skunk. Oh, who's this? We have a bird. Do you know what kind of a bird this is? I'll give you a hint. This bird uses its beak and goes peck, 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 peck on wood. That bird is called a woodpecker. You can see it's pecking some holes in the wood of the tree. If you were a bird and I was a tree, you'd call me home. And I'd call you free. What shape did the woodpecker put on the tree? A heart. If I was an apple and you were a worm, you'd call me lunch. And I'd call you squirm. If you were a mountain and I was the sky, I'd call you almost. And you'd call me high. What else do we see here? We see a mountain, and what's here? Looks like water, the ocean. If I was the ocean and you were a boat, you'd call me wild. And I'd call you float. What's underneath that boat? Looks like a big whale. If you were the thunder and I was a cloud, you'd call me softly. And I'd call you loud. Thunder can be pretty loud sometimes, right? Crash, boom. And what animal do you see here? A moose. If I was the silence and you were a sound, I'd call you missing. And you'd call me bound. Seen all those different animals in the winter. geese, deer. We saw some fish in the frozen water. Oh, what do you think is happening here? I see a child. I wonder what that is. Let's find out. If you were a firefly and I was the dark, you'd call me everywhere. And I'd call you Spark. Look at all those bright fireflies. And what do you see now? There's a lot of things to look at in this picture. Well, first, I see the child who caught the firefly. I see those cows. And I see the farm again. And a home. Looks like it's nighttime now. If I was the morning and you were the night, you'd call me tomorrow. And I'd call you sleep tight. So that's a nice poem to read, and especially right before bedtime. You can enjoy seeing all the different things in nature and enjoy the poem. Well, thank you so much for reading those stories with me. I had a great time sharing them with you. How about we sing some songs together now? I thought since we read 2 books and we got to see some of the seasons in both of them, we could start by singing a song about the seasons together. So this will be about all 4 seasons. Do you remember the names of the 4 seasons? There's winter, spring, summer, and fall. So let's sing a song about them. I'll sing this song 2 times, and you can also follow the different motions that I do. Ready? Winter, spring, summer, fall, there are seasons 4 in all. Weather changes, sun and rain and snow. Leaves fall down and flowers grow. Winter, spring, summer, fall, there are seasons 4 in all. Weather changes, sun and rain and snow. Leaves fall down and flowers grow. Great job! Now, I know a fun movement that we can do where we're going to use our bodies and pretend to grow from small seeds into big trees. This one's called Be a Seed. Let's try it. We'll do it 2 times together. Ready? And I'm sitting for this one, but you can also stand up. Sometimes people like to stand and get on their feet. Ready? So first we're going to start really small. You can get low to the ground, get really small. Ready? Now we're a little seed. Be a seed, small and round, sprout, sprout, sprout up from the ground. Shake your leaves for all to see. Stretch your arms out, you're a tree. Let's try it again, ready? So we're gonna get down low and get all curled up to be a seed, ready? Be a seed, small and round, sprout, sprout, sprout up from the ground. Shake your leaves for all to see. Stretch your arms out, you're a tree. Great job. That was a lot of fun. And that's a good stretch too, right? Ah, nice big stretch. Well, let's do another one where we can move our bodies a little bit. For this one, how about we do roly-poly? So we get to move our hands a little bit, and I also like this one because I can move my hands and I can practice my different opposites. So let's sing roly-poly together. Ready? I'm going to get my hands like this. I'm going to move them in a circle, kind of like I do for the wheels on the bus. Now we'll sing roly-poly. Ready? Roly-poly, roly-poly, big, 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 big. Roly, roly-poly, roly, roly-poly, small, 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 small. Roly-poly, roly-poly, in, 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 in. Roly, roly-poly, roly, roly-poly, out, 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 out. Roly-poly, roly-poly, tall, 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 tall. Roly, roly-poly, roly, roly-poly, short, 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 short. Roly-poly, roly-poly, fast, 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 fast. Roly, roly-poly, roly, roly-poly, slow, 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 slow. Great job! That was a lot of fun. So let's sing one last song together before we do our craft. And our last song will be called Goodbye Friends. Now this is pretty similar to our first song that we sang together called Hello Friends. So we're going to use some American Sign Language again, but instead of saying hello, this time we're going to sign goodbye. So goodbye, we'll just wave our hands like this, goodbye. And then we'll use our pointer fingers again and go crisscross to sign friends. Friends. And we'll tap our wrist when we want to say it's time. Tap our wrist for time. To say, we'll point to our lips for say. Goodbye. And we'll wave our hand again for goodbye. Ready? Let's sing together. Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. It's time to say goodbye. Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. It's time to say goodbye. Well, thank you so much for singing and moving a little bit with me. I had so much fun with you. And it doesn't even have to end yet because now it's time for our craft. So we're making our handprint pop-up apple trees. And to make this craft, we are going to need a brown paper bag. We are going to need some different colored paper. It's great if you have green especially and red for those apples. You can also always use some nice white paper and color it in. Speaking of coloring, we are also going to need some crayons or markers, colored pencils, paints, whatever you like to draw a little bit with. We are going to need some tape and some glue. And last but not least, we are going to need a pair of scissors. So let's go over the different things that we're going to need to make our handprint pop-up apple tree craft. So the first thing that we need is to cut out a handprint. And for this, we're going to need our brown paper bag. And you're going to want to lay your hand, you can see where I laid mine for this, flat on the bag, and you're going to trace your hand and your wrist. So that's going to be the trunk of the tree. And you'll want to cut that out, so that'll be in the shape of your hand. So you have branches for the tree, and then your hand, the palm, and the wrist, that's going to be the trunk. Now once you have your hand cut out, you're going to want to pick a colored paper to put your tree on. I picked blue because it made me think of the sky. And you can use your glue, and you're going to glue your hand right onto that paper. Now the next thing we're going to do is give that tree some leaves. And the way that you want to do this is using your crayons or your markers, your paints, colored pencils, and you're going to make just little oval shapes. That's how I made the leaves. And I made mine have lots and lots of leaves. So I did green ovals, but you might not want to pick green for yours. You might want to do maybe fall colors like orange and reds on the tree. So you can have lots of fun and get very creative. And you'll just draw those leaves an oval shape, kind of similar to a circle, a long circle, an oval. And you'll do those all over the branches or your fingers of the tree. Now, then we're going to need some apples for this. Now, you can use red paper for this, but I didn't have any red paper. So I decided to use white paper, and I used my red crayon to color it in. So you can get pretty creative if you don't have all of these items. And then I cut those red paper into little strips, and I did lots of them because I wanted a lot of apples on my tree. And I'll show you with these two how to make them. So I'm going to take my small red paper. I'm going to curve it so the red is on the outside. It's just going to make a little circle just like that. And then I'm going to use my tape, and I'm going to put it on to hold my paper in place, and you can see the tape sticking on the sides. And then I'm going to stick it right on my tree where I want it to go. Nice and easy. And you can stick them on the tree, or you might want to stick them on the ground too, because sometimes those apples fall off the tree and they land on the ground. So we make our strips into a little circle. And whoops, that one came out. And we put that tape right there, and we take it and stick this one on the ground. Plop. And there's my apples. Now, the last thing that you need, you might want to add a little bit of grass. And to make your grass, you can take some green paper, or you can always use white paper and color it in green. Then you're going to take your scissors, and you can just cut into the paper. And you don't want to cut all the way through. You can see I'm just cutting part way down on these. That's going to make some grass. And once you have your grass nice and cut, you can make them big blades of grass or thin, whatever you like. I like to move my hands over it a bit so it sort of sticks out. And then you're able to tape it right along the bottom of your picture so it's all around your tree. And that's how you make a handprint apple tree. Thank you so much for joining me today for our songs and stories and crafts as well. I had so much fun with you, and I will see you again next Tuesday morning. Bye, see you later.